Hello and welcome. You're tuned into Traders 20 right here on ET Now. I'm Avan Dubash. Over the next half hour, you will be getting a daily dose of 20 fresh stock ideas so that you can have a profitable trading day. We'll be getting on board our team of technical experts to come together so that you get the most exciting bets in the markets.
A very good morning to all. I'm Megha Chadad. Well, not just equity picks, of course, we'll also be showcasing the best of the commodity ideas as well as strategies to help you make the best of the futures and options market. So here's what the lineup is looking like for today. We have Ashwini Gujral joining in from New Delhi, Hitesh Thakkar, Sandeep Wagle, as well as Shardul Kulkarni from Mumbai. Rajat Bose will be joining in from Kolkata and Deepak Mohani from Pune.
Okay, that's our panel of guests, but what's happening with the markets is fairly lackluster, as what you'd have to say. So we've petered down now, and it's just about holding on to 5,300 as we speak. But some counters over the past 5 days which have seen a good momentum, and that's largely from the metals pack. So you've got Sterlite Industries, which has put on a good 8%. M&M also has been fairly strong, 7.5% thereabouts. And Sesa is another counter that has been up by 5.7%. On the downside, though, Bharti Airtel has been down 10.2% on a 5-day basis. HCL Technologies as well as LG are some of the other counters which on a 5-day basis have lost quite a bit of steam. But we'll be getting you a slew of trading ideas, but here's a disclaimer from our end. Do remember that you must consult your financial advisor before taking any positions in the stocks that are recommended. So let's take it straight to our first two technical experts who join in on the show. We've got with us Ashwini Gujral as well as Hitesh Thakkar joining in. Great to have both of you. And Ashwini, what are you recommending for today?
Well, first of all, we are likely to remain sideways for, probably the next 2, 3, 4 days. Not in the least because of the Independence Day, etc. But in any case, it seems market is more likely to move sideways before it takes a decisive direction. So for the day, I am selling Bajaj Auto. Again, these are day calls, so it shouldn't be taken as my view on the stock longer term. This is a sell with a stop about 1710, target about 1650. It's had a sharp rally. It's hit a medium term resistance of about 1720. So when stocks go up a lot, they also correct. Similarly, United Spirits, while everyone is pretty gung-ho, given the kind of huge volume and huge price action, I think it's now good enough for some short-term downside. But, keep a stop about 920 because in case some news appears and it has a spike, so you shouldn't get hurt. Chances are it will go down to 860 before the rally resumes. Adani Ports is a buy with a stop about 124, target of 135. Now this is something that's been moving in a 110, 125 kind of range. Probably suffering because of the reputation of the group, etc. It's now beginning to come out of, about 125. So chances are that it can get up to 135 and can be bought with a stop about 124. Bank of India is a buy, not because it's a very strong stock, but because PSU banks have gotten to the corresponding Bank Nifty 9,000 level. Now yes, there are problems, huge problems, but with Bank Nifty around 10,400, if a stock is underperforming so much, chances are some kind of a pullback rally is possible. This one fell from about levels of 360 right down to 260. So 30% correction, I think, in hardly a month. So chances are all PSU banking will see some kind of upside. So this is a buy with a stop about 269, target about 295.
All right, those were top technical ideas coming in from Ashwini Gujral, but PTC India as well. That counter, do remember, declared its numbers last evening, and we've got T.N. Thakur with us. Do remember, in terms of the bottom line, that dipped close to 44%, and the top line also dropped by 20%. So, Mr. Thakur, welcome to the show. Tell us about, okay, so let's cut across to the PTC management.
And that should increase our volume as well. The total PPA signed at the end of the quarter was 15,302 megawatt compared to a slightly lower figure of the corresponding period in the previous financial year, and the cumulative MOUs as on 30th June 2012 are 16,185 megawatt. So more or less, more than 30,000 megawatt of long-term power arrangements is under the radar of PTC, and as and when these projects get commissioned, we will be able to increase our volumes correspondingly. The EPS, because of the decline in profit after tax, the EPS has also come down to 0.86 for that quarter, compared to 1.53 of the corresponding quarter of the previous financial year. So this is the result in nutshell, and I thank you once again for being with us this morning to know about the results. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, that is the management of PTC India, clearly talking a little bit more about their numbers. Remember, it's been a fairly tough quarter for the company. As you can see, profits on your screen down by 44%. Total income also has been lower by 20%. The stock price deep in the red. Mitesh Thakkar also joins in, and he's going to illustrate what he's picked out for today. Hi, Mitesh.
Hi, good morning. I've got a few buy calls, mostly on the stocks which are not in the mainstream or the heavyweight types. I think a lot of action with the market kind of going into consolidation is happening in the side counters, and one of them is Adani Powers. There's a good sign that we might have had some kind of important low being made around the levels of 40. The stock is trying to bounce back from those levels. The intraday signals have come into buy side, while the daily signals are coming out from oversold levels. So good chance of a technical rally happening over here. Could take it to the first target of 45 and can be bought with a stop below 41. The other one is a sell, Hero MotoCorp. I've been negative on the stock price for quite some time now. We've had sell calls earlier as well, but today what we have seen is the stock was continuously making newer lows or newer swing lows on the intraday charts, and the stock, as mentioned before, I think remains in a downtrend. So my sense is that it will now possibly accelerate towards the targets of 1820, 1825 on the downside, and can be shorted with a stop just around the 1900 mark. I've got a buy on OFSS, Oracle Financial Services, a stock which has been in news, did extremely well a couple of days back, went into sideways consolidation, consolidated at the near the all-time highs. I think that's a stock wherein every buy signal should be traded, because it's a stock trading in all-time highs, and therefore any signal which is successful could be extremely rewarding. Currently can be bought with a stop at 28.70 for a price target of 3050 on the upside. And finally, I've got a buy on SREI Infra, kind of a small mid-cap type of stock, which had a very strong price movement yesterday. I think what we are seeing today is the follow buying happening on those buy signals. My sense is that with yesterday's reversal, I think the stock has possibly triggered a short rally to levels of 25 to about 25.5, and currently can be bought with a stop at just below 22.
Okay, those were top trading areas coming in from Mitesh Thakkar right now. But talk about the benchmarks as well. It's quiet as quiet can be, really. A 0.1% off in the session right now. But some of the big movers then that you need to be keeping your eye out on is Sun Pharma. That's lost close to 3%. Do remember there's been some bit of scuffle over Taro coming in. Assasa Goa also 1.5% off there. We've got a Siemens as well. That's looking pretty dismal in the session. Coal India, however, do remember the numbers came in last evening, largely in line with what the expectations were. And it's about 1.7% higher for that one at this point in time. Not just that, Tata Steel as well, despite the fact that the numbers were pretty disappointing. The counter is showing a bit of a contrarian move. It's about 1.7% higher at this point in time. The defensives as well. So, okay, time then to pull up a Lanco Infra as well. To remember the numbers have come out this morning. A pretty disappointing set of numbers there. And we've got the management with us now. T. Adibabu, who is the CEO Finance at Lanco Infratech, now joins us on the show. Mr. Adibabu, great to have you with us. But let's talk about numbers and how it's been a tough quarter for the company, and the bottom line really is reflecting that. We've got profits which, losses and in fact, which have come in of about 400 crore rupees. So do you think what really were the key reasons for this?
In fact, it may be a tough quarter for the sector as a whole. Entire sector is facing similar problems. For us, the primary problem is the fuel supply. We are not able to get the required gas for our gas plants, and we are not able to get coal for our operating coal plants. The performance of these plants was much below the expected levels. That is one reason, and the appreciation of US dollar against rupee in the first quarter was another reason which has given us a forex loss. And the third one is the interest rate increase compared to the previous quarter almost 200 basis points plus was the increase in the interest rate. All these three factors pulled our profitability to minus 441 crores.
Mr. Adibabu, afternoon, if I take a look at your forex loss, that's gone to 230 crores versus a profit of 157. It's been pretty hefty this time. So what measures are you taking to hedge your forex exposure?
These forex transactions are related to the capital assets which are under construction. Most of these things are going to continue in the books for the next couple of years, and they'll get matured only at the end of, say, 2 years plus. By that time, we hope that the dollar-rupee stability should be back, and we should be in a position to close these transactions at a much favorable exchange rates. Present exchange rates, of course, is definitely not so favorable.
Well, not just that, the high interest costs have also been the other source for us. They've doubled on a year-on-year basis to about 538 crore rupees, and they've grown 77% sequentially. So do you see this increasing further over the next few quarters?
No. Here, one is the addition of two operating plants into the P&L account. The UDP was and Anpara both was added to the P&L account in the current quarter compared to the previous quarter. So the additional debt related interest that is there onto these plants is one reason. Second one, as I was mentioning, the interest rate increased by almost 200 basis points plus. These two reasons were the reasons to increase in the interest cost on year-on-year basis. And once these plants are able to operate at, say, 80% plus capacity, this interest will be absorbed into the on a per unit basis much below the present levels, thereby giving a bottom line going forward.
And finally, give us a sense as to what your current total debt is and an update on your debt recast plans.
The present debt is around 32,000 crores plus, but there is no debt recast plan because this 32,000 crores is not a single entity debt. There are many projects in the group. Each project is having its project debt. All these project debts having their repayment schedule. All the repayment schedules are quite compatible to the operating levels of these entities. There is no debt restructuring plan at the group level or at any entity level. Due to delays in the approvals or due to delays in getting the right of way and other things, there was some delay in completion of these projects. Because of that, the CODs were to be extended. So we approached the lenders to extend the CODs, which was done. And accordingly, since the CODs were done, some adjustments were done in the loan repayment amounts. Other than that, not much adjustment, not much restructuring was done in respect of loans.
All right, Mr. Adibabu, we'd let you go on that. Thanks very much for, of course, joining in